Where we last left off, the party had met each other at Victoria and Katie's house. And while Mortimer recounts his investigations into the village nearby, Katie and Victoria have another visitor come. This visitor is the leader of the camp, Eric Cassidy, who has let them know that more relics have been brought for Team B, a team of military researchers.
They asked for Mortimer's help. Victoria's just a little offended that they didn't want her help, considering she's also got some archaeology experience.
And actually, Mortimer actually requested if they could actually join him because he believes that their expertise is actually needed as well. And he's actually kind of wondering, like, why didn't you ask for them either? Because they have expertise that is needed for this. So he's a little confused as well. Like, these are the top brass. They're kind of dumb.
It's because you're a dude.
And that really pisses Mortimer off then.
It's both that and that Mortimer is not being requested to help with the analysis of these. He's being asked to haul them off of a ship that just came in. I think that was a miscommunication on what was going on.
You know what? Mortimer is actually going to be sneaking and examining them, so...
Yeah, Victoria's a little bit more okay with not having to haul things. She doesn't mind it, but I would rather spend some time reading, thank you.
But, ma'am, I do believe that if we don't take the time to look at this, that I don't think they're going to share any of this information with us, so we might need to sneak and document what we can.
Well, with the persuasion that was done last time, we have convinced Cassidy that Victoria and Katie are a necessity on analyzing these artifacts. Team B that does a reliably okay job at identifying artifacts and getting them cataloged could possibly use some more hands, and Cassidy is more than welcome to the idea that maybe his best researchers and teachers for the reliquary should probably be in attendance to analyzing and cataloging these new relics that are coming in. Perhaps something can be learned with a couple more eyes that aren't that of Major Fletcher or Sergeant Crane, two people who you both kind of loathe that they're the people who get to look at stuff like this and not y'all. Now, don't get me wrong, both have their talents, but having the military kind of assign people to roles that they're not exactly fitted for, that's infuriating. That's not a good feeling.
Just a little. Yeah, picture after Mortimer leaves, Victoria's like, I really hope they let us look at him this time. Can't imagine how many things they've brought through and they don't ask our help. It's ridiculous.
I imagine, dear, if we, stroke the fragile mega ego and say, oh, well, you must have certainly seen this and you came to the conclusion that's this, then maybe we'll be able to look at them.
It'll take some work, but at least it sounds like we've got one person on our side. Although, I worry he's maybe not functioning at full capacity. No, that might have been because of the head trauma.
Oh, I don't know, dear. How many times have you hit me with the frying pan now and I still seem to function?
It's not that hard. It's always accidental.
I know, and that's why you stay in here and I go in the kitchen.
Well, so much better at baking anyway.
Yes.
Mortimer, you are taken down to the docks. It's a small PT boat that goes between your camp and a British destroyer out further at sea right now. It has brought some crates that you and a couple of the other researchers are tasked with taking from docks to Wear Tent.
The fact is not lost on Mortimer about the type of boat they that all this was brought on, because his dad did serve in World War I, so Mortimer has actually a vast knowledge of the military world, because Dad would just sit and tell him stories and everything. So, gentlemen, was it a platoon that happened to come across these items, or was this near a military base?
No, we're not necessarily allowed to speak about what we saw out there. But well, you could just tell them. No one's gonna believe, especially not this Yank.
You know what? Actually, hold on. Let me just check my pocket real quick. I just need to check how much money Mortimer has real quick. Hold on. Oh my. So Mortimer reaches into his pocket and he pulls out $30. How about I will pay for your gentlemen's drinks tonight. Have a good time tonight, and maybe And here's the thing. Any information you tell me, I will make sure to say that this is from an anonymous source.
Hold on, let me see how much $30 is in the 40s.
Mortimer has $1,500 in the bank, and he has $60 in cash on himself.
Just immediately jump to bribing military officials when they were probably going to tell you.
You know that
anyway.
you're dropping the worth of $652.65 on these guys.
So here's something I want to tell you about Mortimer. He is incredibly innocent, and granted, he is incredibly book smart and a very learned man, but for when it comes to street smarts, he's an idiot.
We have our nerdy himbo.
Mortimer, you, adjusting for inflation, hand them the equivalent of $652.65 in today's money, or $30 back then, and they both look at you like you are crazy. Well, if he wants to know, I don't see why not. No one's ever going to find out. Especially not on our side. It's not like we talk with these Yanks all that much anyways. There's a war on and everything. They tell you, well, while we were out there, we came across this derelict Japanese ship. Now, we just thought that they were us, and, well, we kept getting closer. No guns started firing on us. We didn't see any planes coming at us. So we boarded the ship, found that everybody was dead, and in the bottom of the ship, you'll never believe this, there was just a gaping hole that went right through the middle of the ship. We hadn't seen it because, well, it was covered by the bridge of the ship, and once we got up there, we saw that there was nothing remaining. It's like something either came down onto the ship and just drilled a perfect hole through it, or something came out of the depths and jumped out of the water through the ship into the air and came back down somewhere else. But the ship itself and its cargo was hauling these, and we just figured it might be useful. Captain did. We're just deckhands. Now, chap, why don't you keep offloading these and we can go about our day like this never happened?
What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're even referencing. Let me get to work, gentlemen. And Mortimer just gives a wink and gets to work.
Alright.
Now, the items that Mortimer is unloading, he is gonna kind of like take a chance to just, if anything, give him like a quick eye over so he can go over with Katie.
Is Mortimer opening these boxes? They are in crates.
Okay, now here's the question. Are they sealed with nails?
Yes.
Okay, this is... Because there's only so much we could do with guessing weight. So... Okay. So, Mortimer is going to try to do this as sneakily as possible. As he is carrying one of the boxes, he just, places it on the ground, and he happens to just grab a pry bar, and for no reason, he just stumbles, puts it into the crack and pops it. Oh dear, what have very bizarre series of events. Yes, everyone will buy that.
Roll strength.
Thankfully, Mortimer has 70 strength. Haha! 57. That is a pass.
It's your performance check to see how convincing this is.
That's what I was waiting for.
So, Mortimer, you place this box down. You see the crowbar nearby, and you jimmy it in there. You push down on it. You see that it gives pretty easily, and you go through all of these theatrics, and no one's around.
Yes. Everything is coming up, Mortimer.
Now, Mortimer, inside this crate, you're seeing a lot of smaller items packaged together. It looks like there's faces and clay pots and some shards of something or another that you'd have to give a deeper look at to figure out what it is. But there's nothing of stunning importance to you. It just seems like a whole bunch of ancient artifacts that will, at one point or another, show you something about an ancient civilization.
And probably end up in the British Museum, not anywhere near the people it actually should
Bingo.
be near. Oh wait, did I say that out loud?
Wait a minute. Here's the thing. Mortimer's looking at this, but at the same time, he's doing a lot of thinking because, as he was just told by, well, we can just say the wind told him that this was all found on a Japanese ship with a gaping hole in the bottom. And granted, Mortimer, he knows if his amazing teacher, Deckard, was here, he would probably be hollering something about some ancient civilization, maybe even mention Lemuria. But now Mortimer's like, no, there's no way this... Could it be, like, are these from Atlantis? Or something on the equivalent? Or... No, maybe these are just from some Polynesian islands or such that have just not been documented yet. Yes. Yes.
Mortimer, are you saying this out loud?
Yes.
Okay. So while you're talking to yourself, someone comes around the corner. Oh, I see you couldn't wait to get to this, huh?
I am so sorry. I was going to make sure to inform you that when I was unloading this box, I happened to have a little slip and I broke the top of it. And I just wanted to make sure I didn't break anything.
That's alright. Yeah, I suppose that they're going to get opened at some point. It's just better to have them done sooner rather than later. I would imagine that you'd probably want to look at this box as soon as possible.
Well, look, yes, I will admit my heart for history and learning is already just... I am getting very excited, but at the same time, I feel a little cautious. Because, now, as I was going over these crates, I could swear I had seen some hiragana or katakana kanji, and that means these crates are definitely from a Japanese ship, and I'm just a little worried then about where these could have come from. You understand what I mean, good sir?
Well, I'm just telling you now that I saw the rest of the lads headed back to the mess hall or getting on a bus down to the military base down yonder. I would imagine that would give you enough time to open this box, and he, with something in his hand, he just draws an X on a box. And if it was opened before your Team B got to it, I would imagine that probably something more would be done that could prevent certain events from happening. So, I'd say my work is good here. I bid you adieu, friend. And he walks away.
And Mortimer is just Oh dear, Mortimer, what have you got yourself involved with? Because I don't think any other, even a blind man, would not miss exactly what that man was hinting at. And all right, well, hopefully this isn't going to blow up in my face. Let's see what he was pressing me so far to open this box for.
Alright, do you open it?
Oh yeah, oh definitely.
Are you sure you want to open it?
Like I said, Mortimer is not street smart. He is book smart. His curiosity is already getting to him.
Alright, it explodes in your face and you die.
Ha!
I'm kidding. No, you put the pry bar in, you open it, and inside is this crystalline tablet that glows a light blue just by itself.
Is it radioactive?
No, that hasn't happened yet.
Okay, so you're saying this is a crystalline tablet. Now, is this kind of in like the same material, like you could say, like with a crystal, like a fluorite?
Yeah, I would say something like that.
Okay, you're really... This just checks marks another one for Mortimer on the very suspicious that... Is this from one of those so-called lost civilizations?
Next to it is what looks to be a stone circlet, and then looks like a pipe with holes in it.
Wait a minute. Now, Mortimer's thinking, and then that's when he's just like, wait a minute. Are these Hyperborean or Sumerian? Oh, I don't know how I feel about taking these and letting just the government have, because these will probably just rot away in one of those museums, because I do remember when my teacher took me to the British Museum and I had seen quite a few exhibits that, well, it would have done quite a bit of good for the science world to examine it, but, well, no, they're not going to, so, Okay. Mortimer is going to grab a bag, and he's going to take some stuff from the other crate and try to grab some... He's going to grab, because you said it was a circlet, a tablet, and then one other item. He's going to grab 3 items from the other crate, and then put the tablet, the circlet, and then the last one you mentioned in the bag, and put the other 3 items in there.
Okay.
Because this is far too important, and he needs more eyes on this.
Now, this tablet is super heavy. It would have to be a trip of its own with your strength.
You know what? That's perfectly fine. So, what we're going to do is, because you said we're on the docks, correct?
You're at the wear tent.
Oh, cool. Then if we're at a tent, then you know what? There's probably got to be a bunch of items and stuff grouped around. So if anything, Mortimer will just go and try to stash the tablet behind something for right now, at least, to just give him some time.
Where do you stash it?
So normally when it comes to military tents, one of the things you can always expect to find, especially when you're going out on the field, is sandbags, because they have to make makeshift trenches and such. So Mortimer is going to where the sandbags have been laid, and he's going to carefully drag the tablet and just place it behind some sandbags.
Okay. Roll stealth.
Wow. Okay, I did at least put a little bit into stealth. Oh my god! I have a 20 in stealth and I rolled a 19.
Ooh.
Oh,
you put it out of sight, and the glow is a little hard to conceal, but you end up just putting a sandbag over it, and that does the trick. Now, the other 2 you bag up, and you take where?
Was Mortimer actually at your guys' residence when he woke back up?
I don't think you were out that long, and then we took you back to our place because it's hi, You're bleeding and we found you unconscious on the ground. We're gonna take you here so we can at least find some band-aids.
Well, for right now, on this base, the only two people he trusts are these two individuals, so he's taking them back to their place.
Meanwhile, Victoria is just bouncing between grading homework and looking at the research Henry gave her, hoping that he didn't get in too much trouble for being somewhere he's not supposed to be.
Wait a minute. Henry was going over with Victoria about, seismographs, correct?
Yeah, he was a sonar tech. Hell, you don't know I know anything about what he's doing. 'Cause I lied through my teeth. I just played it off like he had found something that he was interested in. I did not acknowledge anything about his actual research. Or the thing that... I didn't acknowledge I knew anything about him doing the thing he's not supposed to do.
Well, this will probably help make some sense then about the whole things Henry was telling you, because when Mortimer comes back with the items, if Victoria is still disgrading, of course he will knock. He's not just walking in anyone's house first. That's beyond rude.
Who's knocking at this hour? What? Is the weird one back again?
Well, potentially. And Katie will come out from the kitchen with a plate of scones, set them next to her person, and then retrieve a 24 caliber pistol, like a little lady shooter, and tuck it behind her back as they go to open the door and peek out. Yes.
Hello, Miss Katie, and I'm just finishing up with helping unloading the items from the dock I was asked to help with, and I happened to come across 3 items that I don't really think putting them in the government's hands would possibly be the best choice, especially because one of them is glowing.
In the background, you just hear, why does everyone come to us when they want to break the rules and go against the government? It's because I'm Irish.
It is because...
Not because I'm Irish.
Or because I'm American.
Well,
Both is good.
Both, and let's not pretend I don't have some interesting reading material from a certain gentleman before the fall of the Czarny of... Anyways, we're not going to talk about that. Come in, before anyone sees you.
And so as Mortimer comes in, he pulls out his little notepad and he goes to his notes and he's just, now, a couple of little birdies happened to tell me that these items were found on a Japanese ship and everyone was found dead. And at the bottom of the ship was a massive gaping hole. And it was as if something had either came down onto the ship and drilled straight through it, or something had come from the very depths of the very ocean and went right through the ship and vanished. And the ship was hauling these said items, and, well, these little birdies had told me that they had, procured these items from the ship and brought them here. And I found, a interesting gentleman had come up, and he was very adamant about me checking a certain box. And Mortimer pulls out the stone sigil, the 3rd item, and there is actually another item waiting back for me. It's a little heavy, and so that is going to require me carrying it by itself, but it is a stone tablet, but it is reminiscent of more of like a crystalline material like fluorite, and it gives off a faint, not a faint, quite a actual, really big glow. So that's why I honestly thought it would be best to come to you, Miss Victoria, because I would like to hear your expertise on these items.
As you were talking, explaining, Victoria just started looking down as she has, a page of work notes and then, 2 pages of Henry's research, the seismographs and sonar readings that he got from the ocean floor, remembering what he said about the giant serpents, and she's like, okay. The government might actually be hiding that there's giant serpents in the water that just spit ships across the ocean. Can I roll occult to see if anything is starting to click into place?
Go ahead. can definitely try.
Is there any way I can assist her with an occult score of 60?
You can, sure. If you both want to roll it, whoever gets the highest.
I can't remember how it works in this system, if there's advantage or not.
I got an extreme success.
Never mind.
My occult is 66 and I rolled a 4. Whatever's going on is my most recent obsession somehow.
When you think about it, you start to kind of piece some things together. Okay, sonar of the ocean floor, Japanese ship, derelict, ancient tales of creatures in the waters, and now these items, which these look like typical artifacts to you. Now the circlet looks a little strange. You're definitely going to have to look at that, but a glowing tablet. If what he's saying is true, maybe the Japanese have found something on the ocean floor, and perhaps they were... You're not quite sure, but this does seem ancient and archaic in a sense of... And then your brain starts to hurt, and you start hearing Basidiogar, until you start kind of wavering in your step. Roll sanity.
She was just standing up and, like, as she's thinking, just starting to arrange some of the sonar images. She's kind of tuned out that Mortimer is there. Katie, you've seen her like this before. She's got an idea. She's got a thought, and then she just gets this look of pain on her face. Oh,
Don't worry, Mortimer.
I rolled a 99 out of 72.
Oof.
I failed.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
Okay.
I was gonna make the producer's joke. Oh, don't worry, Mortimer dear, she's having a stroke. What? I'm genius!
I got a 6. Yeah,
Oh my god.
that was a 6.
Okay. Brian and Kate and Finnick, if you want to move up or deafen yourselves.
So,
Now that they're both deafened. Victoria, you feel as if something comes over you. Your head starts hurting, and it feels like it's just right behind your right eye, and it pulses and pulses like a migraine. And you close your eyes and you put your hands over your head as you stumble, and then all of a sudden, whatever stress and pain that you're feeling just vanishes, and you see the stars above you, and you see sand on your feet, and this red eye in the distance. You know it's an eye. You can't tell why you know it's an eye, but it is an eye. It blinks as if it's beckoning you across the ocean. You feel pain and sorrow, and you're starting to hear voices in your head in a language that you don't understand, as if they're all crying out for help, but instantly silenced. And you just see that blinking on the horizon, as if a beacon is calling out to you. You start to swim after it in this vision, and you get pulled under by the waves, and as you try and reach the surface again, you get dragged down and down and down, and you feel like you're drowning, until suddenly all that is gone as well, and you come face to face with this large eye, this red eye, staring at you in the dark, dark abyss of waters. Victoria. Will you come? Victoria. I am. And I was. And I will be again. Master of these seas. And you will aid with that, I believe.
What do you want with me?
I want you to find me, as you did my brother.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And then flashbacks to London, Oxford, the Ainsleys, and everything comes flashing in for a moment. You're seeing this green glowing eye up top, Big Ben, and Victoria, you see Gabriella. Katie's there too, and you see Deckard. And then you're back underwater, staring at this eye. You were there. You saw him. You freed him. And now you will do the same for me.
We didn't do it. We tried to stop him. I don't know what's going on or what you want with me, but just leave Katie out of it. She suffered enough the last time.
There will be more suffering, little one. But I will do my best to prevent the suffering of this Katie Hope. If you pledge something to me as tribute.
Is there like a vibe check in this game?
What are you trying to do with it?
I want to vibe check how bad of an idea this is. Is this like making a deal with a genie where they will find some way to twist it? Or like what sort of bad situation am I in right now?
You are in a situation where you are being pressed to make a deal with something like the creature that you once knew, Basidiogre. And in this moment, you know about Basidiogre. And in this moment, Basidiogre is fresh on your mind, like an open wound. You know what type of creature this thing is. You know how immensely powerful it is, especially to have you in a vision like this.
And this is the kind of creature that just likes to play around with mortals for giggles.
More or less. Give the ants some sugar and they will come. And they will do your bidding in order to get more sugar.
What could you possibly want from me?
You are the closest to unlocking power beyond your comprehension. And you have the only brain worth caring about in this expedition that you are about to embark on. I see that future. I see you as the most powerful researcher, magi, whatever you wish to call yourself, in your world. And I would have you keep that power to shepherd and to keep the people that will serve me. I will grant you power and knowledge beyond this world, if only you are to free me. All I ask is a pledge and a token for Katie's sake. She will be protected, and my power will be yours.
I don't want that power. I just want to read, I want to teach, and I want to enjoy time with my wife. I don't want to be the most powerful person in the world.
Then I shall give you a fraction of your power, so that you can see what should be yours, to free you from the shackles of the world that you know, so that you may see beyond the veil. You will know it when you see it, and you will join me beneath the waves. And with that, we return to Katie and Mortimer standing over Victoria as she's fainted.
Mortimer is going to run to go get a glass of water. Then it's like, oh, hold on, let me go grab some water, something for her. Oh dear.
And we'll go ahead and take a break there.
Okay. I can't talk about any of what just happened, can I?
You remember bits and pieces of it, but it, like in your head is pounding right now. and you can't really make sense of it.
Awesome. Great. I was deeply traumatized, but don't remember most of it. You have been listening to Beyond the Crumbling Veil, a Call of Cthulhu 7e actual play podcast by Styx Helix Productions, as part of Pseudonym Social, a creative podcast network changing reality one story at a time. If you're enjoying this show, please consider leaving us a review on iTunes or Podchaser or wherever you're listening to help other people find this lovely spooky tale. Beyond the Crumbling Veil is DM'd by John Voman of Styx Helix Productions, with Brian, Fennec Foxfire, and Brianna Jean. The show is also produced by Brianna Jean. If you don't want to wait to find out what happens next, you can get early access to our episodes by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/pseudonymsocial. You can also find out more information about our other shows at pseudonymsocial.com and support our various productions. Yep, pretty much.
No, if anything, Katie's just gonna be more concerned. Like, I told you to eat today.
I didn't forget. Oh, yeah, I did.
Shoves a scone in.
Let's be real, she's already eaten two.
Then a third won't hurt.
The second you turned your back on the plate of scones, just snarfed down one, grabbed another. I've got a third in my pocket.
Fine. That is totally fine. It's just one of those things where it's like, boop, food.
That's not what's wrong with me, but it certainly helps. What's wrong with me all traces back to when I went to my pen pal's will reading at a dinner party.
Okay, well, yeah, but look, the Brits don't really show a lot of care and comfort. The most you're gonna get is like head in lap, pat pat, scone in mouth, like you need to eat. That's gonna be the I love you, don't scare me like that again, you idiot.
Yeah. Here, have some tea.
Oh yeah. Here, tea. We're just gonna give you all the tea.
Also, just realized that technically, from our perspective, everything was fine, and then Mortimer showed up, and things started getting weird, and then he showed up at our class, and then he just randomly showed up at our house and stole from the government.
So I'm not saying he's the cause of it. However, perhaps.
He certainly does seem to have brought some bad luck with him. I'm certain he didn't mean to. He's too pure and innocent. I don't think he would bring... Even if he knew how to bring bad luck to us, I don't think he would. But I also don't think he's quite that clever.
It's fine. I'm sure we can ask the Americans for a barrel of salt that we put him in under a full moon and we just let him sit out there for a night and it'll be fine.
Yeah, that should probably do it.